Hey, hey YouTube, this is part 2 of the tactic video, and this is for the fast attack and heavy. Right now I only have one heavy and one fast attack. That's the Reaver Jet Bike Squad and the Talos. First, the Reaver Jet Bike Squad. Even though they're pretty expensive, I'm gonna say for toughness 5, strength 5, 25 miles a pop, these guys can go flat out, get a 4+ cover invuln save, and just be able to like wipe stuff. Like I do with every unit of my army except the warrior squads. Not the raiders, the warriors. I give everybody the Cerebrite of Succubus and hand them the Anguisher. So what I like to do is put my HQ, like I said before, with the Anguisher, in with this squad, and just pull them out, and hopefully hit the biggest, toughest unit, and hopefully with the attacks from this my lord and attacks from the succubus, I pretty much would kill anything. And also, one thing I like to do, I give the Reaver Jetpack Squad 2 blasters. Shredders, they're okay, but I feel the blasters are better because they're pretty much here just to go around, shoot, kill stuff. And at times, if my warrior squad can't handle a big target like a land raid or something, I use these guys as help just to wipe out the land raider and such. And I love the combat drugs they have is really a great thing. +1 attack, warp skill, or whatever. It always helps out. So I like to have them there, use them with that, and just pretty much the front, because these guys with invulnerable 4+ on flat out, they will be able to survive longer. And such. The Helluins, I've heard a lot of bad rap about them. Me personally, they're somewhat like the Jetbike Squad, but lower toughness, lower strength, and lower armor save. And pretty much, I would say, and the Jetpack packs, which is 12 inches, move. I would rather say, save you points, get the jet bikes. Helluins are good and all for what they can do, but I would rather say jet bikes are a much better choice investment wise. And because the Helluins can die and they only have one unit, you can only allow one unit in your army list. So if I had more jet bikes, I would take 2 units of jet bikes, but my army list I have to have 1, which sucks, but what can we do? And now for the heavy support. I'll save the best for last because it's really confusing. But the Dark Elder Scourges, 5 to 10, they're pretty much the Helluins, except you can take more than them. And the one thing I like about them is that you can pretty much take, you pretty much are able to take a Bright Lance, Dog Lance, and just tank hunt with these guys, or whatever. So that's one thing I found useful in them, and they're pretty good, but in my army list, I really can't find them. And also, the pointage is not really worth it that much. So, I would say, rather go for the Ravagers, and my favorite, the Talos. Love this guy, but we're gonna go to the Ravager now. The Ravager is pretty much the same look of the Eldar Raider, except one guy's here, one guy's there, and they just have Dark Lances. I have 2 of them in my army list. One that has Distinguishers, which pretty much max 36, strength 7, AP 2, heavy 1 blast. That's good. Take out like a small unit like of deep striking Terminators or deep striking anything, so that the blast can cover a lot, and 3 of them can really do a lot. But what I like to use is Sustained 24-inch, Strength 4, AP 3, or Heavy 3. That means these guys, this Raider Squad, the Ravager, that with the Distinguishers, are pretty much your Space Marine killers. They go in, shoot up Space Marines, AP 3, no save. And the Dark Lances, I take one with Distinguishers and one with Dark Lances, because the versatility of a tournament is needed. And just in case my 2 Raider Squads and my jet bikes cannot take down a single tank, this guy will be able to do it with 3 Dark Lances. And so that's the Ravager. And like I said, I saved the best for last. Even though this guy's not fully completed, I gotta get Zip Kick or whatever to finish him off. Well, this guy is the Tails, which is pretty much your best friend. Because the way I use my Tails is pretty much in the front line. I used to use him at the webway portal, stick him out, but he always comes out too late and never in the right spot. So I'm using him now as a offensive guy. Pretty much front line, charge forward, keep running, just go at it. So the Tails is a skimmer and has Tails Sting and Tails Claws. And also, one thing that I use about this guy, he's the only guy in his army has a +3 armor save. And toughness 7, strength 7. So pretty much, this guy is a hard guy to kill. 3 wounds, but he can really put himself in close combat. He is really a guy that won't die. So with this guy and unit of Lord with jet bikes, pretty much this guy keeps these guys safe. So that's what the Dark Eldar need. Just a more high toughness guy to pull their fire away from the other dudes. So this guy, the Tails Sting and the Wildfire, is such a hard rule to understand. So I'm going to try to tell you guys it the easiest way I found. It pretty much 6 shots, you roll. BS3, so 4 pluses to hit, and you measure from the closest enemy model, and that guy gets hit. So let's say example, I got 4 hits, and let's say pretend that this guy right here is a special character. I've actually had this happen to me before. I did this once before, and I got 4 hits. So this guy's the closest, so that guy gets hit. This guy gets hit. This guy gets hit, and this last guy gets hit. And everyone else, because it's a little too far away, they don't get hit. So pretty much you roll each one. This is a special character. So you roll, boom, he's wounded. And you might say, oh, I'm gonna put this guy died, but no. The person that has a shot on them has to take the wound, like these guys do. So pretty much, the Wildfire is such a sniping weapon, and this is the only way you can snipe with shooting in 40k. The Tails Claws. Tails Claws is another thing that some people get a little confused. You roll d6. I got 3. +1 for charging or whatever. And they pretty much are Power Claws, armor penetrating +1 for the dice, and each time the Tails hits a vehicle, it pluses its AP roll. Armor piercing roll. So pretty much this guy can go up to anything and rape them. And that's what I love about him. He's just such a person to get everything off of. Alright, and that's it for my tactic video, and hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully this will allow you guys to play Dark Eldar a lot better. Alright.